He was a king, a warrior who ventured into the battlefield of Indraloka for the gods, fighting tirelessly, vanquishing the Ashuras with unparalleled bravery. But there was one thing he forgot: time, unstoppable and relentless. In the realm of Indraloka, time passed slowly, while on Earth, thousands of years had flown by. When King Muchukunda returned, there was nothing left that he once knew. What could be more heartbreaking for a king than losing everything in the blink of an eye? Uncover his tragic tale in this episode. The Mahabharata, Season 2, Episode 10. The Untold Story of Time Relativity.
If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to support us and stay connected with more engaging videos. Once upon a time, in the era of dwaparayuga, the third age of the world cycle of yugas, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, dwaparayuga, and Kalayavana, in which humanity shows its first significant decline in righteousness. An age where morality and immorality coexist equally, and spirituality is deteriorating. In this age, Krishna, an avatar of Vishnu, took birth to establish a dharma, divine truth or justice.
He taught humanity vital lessons to expand their consciousness.
He taught about dharma, responsibility, righteousness, devotion, the essence of life, and fulfilling responsibilities without concern to the outcome, emphasizing unselfish conduct. He played a very important role in this era, where the great epic of Mahabharata taken place. Whenever there is a decline in righteousness and an increase in sinfulness, O descendant of Bharata, at that time I manifest myself on earth to protect the righteous, to annihilate the wicked, and to re-establish the principles of Dharma. I appear on this earth, age after age. Weapons cannot shred the soul, nor can fire burn it. Water cannot wet it, nor can the wind dry it. All the best among warriors fight for the sake of duty, treating alike happiness and distress, loss and gains, victory and defeat. Fulfilling your responsibility, in this way you will never incur sin.
This is a tale of a great king who slept for a million years, a gallant king who came to rescue even the gods themselves, a mortal who fought bravely against mighty Asuras to save the gods from defeat. In one such fierce battle between the devas and Asuras, the devas were outnumbered and were on the verge of defeat when they asked the just and mighty mortal king Muchukunda, an emperor on earth of the Ikshvaku Dynasty, the same dynasty of Rama, an avatar of Vishnu. The king agreed and obliged to hold the ground until there was a worthy chief commander on the side of the gods, a vacuum eventually filled by Kartikeya, the son of Shiva, and considered as the god of war. A tale of time relativity in the age of Treta Yuga, where the time works differently across realms. This is the story from the time of Treta Yuga, in celestial realm where there was a constant battle between the devas and Asuras for ruling the three worlds. In prolonged conflict, the Asuras almost defeated the devas. The devas then sought the aid from the most powerful mortal king, Muchukunda, a valiant warrior from Ikshvaku Dynasty, the same dynasty of Rama. Muchukunda defended the devas and became chief commander of the armies of the devas against mighty armies of Asuras. In celestial realm of the devas, he fought tirelessly for centuries until Kartikeya, the son of Shiva, and the god of war, was ready to replace him as chief commander of the gods' armies. Centuries passed, the conflict dragged on to thousands of mortal years, and Muchukunda was tired of the war, but still he fought on. The gods were dependent on him, and so once Kartikeya came, they thanked him profusely and made him aware of his own predicament. After successfully preventing the defeat of the devas, Muchukunda told Indra to seek permission for going back to Earth.
Now your future too is secured. That's why I asked for permission to leave Indraloka to go back to my kingdom on Earth, where my subjects, queen and children, must be waiting for my arrival.
Hearing this, Indra, the king of gods, was very sad and said,
O mighty king, the bravest among warriors, I cannot grant you this permission.
The king was furious and said,
You can't give me? Why can't you give me? O Devaraj, have I lacked in any way in my services?
Indra responded,
No, please do not misunderstand. I am very much impressed with your services, but
the king quickly asked,
But what? But what, Lord Indra?
Indra then stood up from his throne and approached the king. He explained,
O Maharaja Muchukunda, at present on earth, there is no one for you.
The king was confused and asked,
Why there is no one for me on Earth? What are you saying? Has any enemy destroyed my kingdom?
Indra then responded,
No, Maharaja Muchukunda. Nothing like that has happened. But this has happened because of fate.
The king became increasingly confused and said,
Fate? Oh, Devaraj, I have not understood.
Indra consoled him and explained,
O king, you are not aware of fate? The pace of time is different in Indraloka and your earth. On the earth, the pace of time is very fast. That's why now you stay with us for just 1 year in my abode. But on earth, it is like one era has passed away. So much time has lapsed away there, that now neither your sons, queens, nor your subjects are living anymore. Now, no one on the earth, even to mention the name of Ikshvaku Dynasty.
In distress, the king asked,
Lord Indra, how did this happen?
Indra responded,
O king, this is the pace of time. In the universe only the god is immortal. Rest whoever is born is destined to die. To this extent, here, even in Indraloka, all the gods are destined to die. At the right time, the god of death will take away all of us. If I die, then another Indra will take my place.
Thus, Indra explained true nature of reality, time dilation, as well as time relativity. He also enlightened the king that even the gods in Indraloka were also mortal. Only the divine creator is immortal, nothing else. He also clearly explained to the king that time works differently across realms. A year in the realm of the gods is equivalent to many years in the realm of the humans. And in Muchukunda's case, he was way past his time. Devaraj told him that since he had been fighting for so long in the realm of the gods, eons had passed on the earth. Everything he owned, everything he knew, everyone he loved had already passed on. There was no life for him back on earth, but the gods could not provide moksha or salvation for him, as it is the prize of intense penance or the best of karma. After the king's triumph, the devas and their king, Devaraj Indra, expressed their gratitude to him for sacrificing his privileged position on earth to travel to Indraloka to protect them. An entire age had passed on earth, with the Treta Yuga now having transitioned to the dwaparayuga. They informed him that his family had all died. They offered Muchukunda any boon of his choice for his services, with the exception of moksha or liberation, as it was beyond their capacities. Struck with grief upon learning that his family was no longer alive, and feeling exhausted after all the battles, he asked the devas for the boon of undisturbed sleep, with the provision that anyone who dared to disturb it would immediately be reduced to ashes. This boon was granted, and the king commenced his sleep in a cave, after went back to earth. Thus, King Muchukunda is an ancestor of Sri Rama. This was Treta Yuga, the second in the 4 ages of the cycle of Yuga. When he woke up, it was already the 3rd age, dwaparayuga. Many thousand years have elapsed during his slumber.
The death of Kalayavana, the arrogant king. Meanwhile, on Earth, around that time, there was a powerful warrior king, an invincible Yavana, or Greek emperor. He was undefeated and unmatched in battle due to a boon. Kalayavana, an arrogant king who had a boon not to be destroyed by traditional means of destruction, weapon, and skills. Allied with mighty King Jarasandha, the king of Magadha, he set out to invade Mathura, the kingdom of Krishna. When the two armies faced each other in battle, Lord Krishna found out that he could not beat Kalayavana one-on-one. He wanted to leveraging Muchukunda's gift. After an intense battle, Krishna dismounted from his chariot and retreated from the battlefield, followed by Kalayavana. After a long pursuit, both entered the dark cave where the king Muchukunda took a long sleep. Lord Krishna intentionally guided Kalayavana to Muchukunda's cave and hides in a dark corner. Kalayavana, upon seeing the slumbering old king, mistook him to be the hiding form of Krishna and in his characteristic arrogance, woke him up. And lo and behold, the moment Muchukunda opened his eyes, Kalayavana was reduced to ashes. After gaining his bearings, the king was delighted to see Krishna. Krishna advised him to perform the deep meditation to cleanse his accumulated sins, to attain moksha or liberation. To follow Krishna's advice, Muchukunda then walked out of his cave and started his deep tapas to attain soul liberation. The story narrated that he was astonished to see all creatures had shrunken in size over time while he rested in the cave, including the flora and fauna have reduced its size significantly, indicating long ages gone by. Muchukunda then went to Gandhamadana mountain and from there to Badrika Ashrama for performing a penance. A tale of King Muchukunda provides virtue lessons. Many a time in life, we are called upon to perform deeds that are beyond our remit. Many a time you spend your entire life behind something with a single-minded fervor. Sometimes this may not yield the results that you expect. Sometimes it may cause you to lose everything you have. This is a parable for how you may just be a cog in a grand cycle of life, an important link that serves to ensure that the universe lives on, that goodness prevails. It is easy to think of it as someone who is used to his or her maximum abilities and then placated simply. But the pillars upon which humankind stands have been the actions of a few selfless individuals. Muchukunda is the embodiment of this selfless service, a paragon of virtue, of warfare, of holding the fort when the gods themselves couldn't. What is interesting about this story is that it almost exclusively focuses on the selflessness. It could have been easy to have extolled his war exploits, but that was not the objective.
In the next episode, succession crisis in Hastinapura took place due to the death of King Vichitravirya, without rightful heir leading to a power vacuum. How Satyavati and Bhishma resolved this succession crisis? Discover the next chapter of the story in the upcoming episode. Let us continue to embark on a journey through time to explore the origins of this timeless epic. The story of mankind, the story of Dharma.